Hey there. So did you know Denzel Washington does not have his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, but that's not all. Neither does James Earl Jones, Spike Lee, Whitney Houston, Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio,
Julia Roberts,
Clint Eastwood, Bruce Springsteen, Beyonce.
What?
Beyonce. Although Beyonce does have one with Destiny's Child, but she doesn't have a Beyonce star. I saw this article yesterday in Ebony magazine. It was a list of black stars, superstars who don't have stars. And so then I start looking into why. And the reason why Denzel doesn't have one is actually kind of fascinating to me. He doesn't have a star because there are all of these rules in order to get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. One of which is you have to agree to show up to the naming ceremony. Julia Roberts doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood doesn't want to. Denzel, although the other people that I named have not been nominated, Denzel has been nominated for years. He just hasn't set a date to show up for the naming ceremony. So listen, he is busy, or he also just could not care.
I love this.
Bruce Springsteen also has been nominated, didn't want to show up for the naming ceremony. Al Pacino, George Clooney, others that have been nominated but just have not set a date. And I think it's fascinating to learn how many people may not care.
It's way more arbitrary than I think maybe people understand, which is that like it's $40,000 and it's either like whoever nominated you, it could be like a production company. A lot of times it's press for a movie. So like when Chris Pratt got his star, it tied in very closely to when there was a movie of his that was premiering. So it really is a bit of a publicity thing, and there are plenty of stars. Yeah, it's very cool, but there are plenty of stars that are like, I don't need it. I'm good. I am a star.
Is it cool though? Like I've seen the way they treat those stars, and also another element that shows me that it's not so cool is that Donald Trump has one, and there's a lot of random people that have stars, and I totally understand why a lot of these. Okay, but the Shrek is awesome.
Okay, all right.
That's different. Like I love Shrek. Donald Trump, on the other hand, like what the hell has he done? You know what I mean? And I get why, especially like massive celebrities like Denzel Washington, who famously will refuse to do sequels. You know what I mean? At that point, like he's just like, I've done my time. I'll do what I want, and I respect that. I really do. It is shocking that Beyonce doesn't have a star and didn't engage. And has she ever been nominated?
No, no, it didn't look like it. She has one with Destiny's Child.
That's insane.
But also, you were talking about just the stars in general. People were complaining about like, oh, people walk on them and throw gum on them and it's gross. Muhammad Ali was ahead of that. He was like, absolutely not. And his is the only star on a wall. Because he didn't want people stomping all over his.
Gosh, he was so smart.
Right?
Yeah.
Haas, you got a learn burn for us?
I do have a learn burn. My learn burn today is going to be on that part. And the reason why I'm talking about that is because of how men and women part their hair. Turns out it is very deliberate. And the reason why I know this is because I decided that I'm gonna part my hair in towards the right rather than the left. Is my hair parted to the right? Is the other question I wanted to ask you guys?
There's no part. It's
just
it
is.
Hair.
It's like parted a little bit, like from here on to the back. Anyway,
if you say to the right, I don't know which one is right, but on the right or left.
Yeah, on the left. So technically, I'm parted on the left now, but towards the right, and that is the norm. I did not know this, but a couple anthropologists have.
He's partisan.
It's called the hair part theory. And that's what we're talking about.
No,
so
I love this.
Yeah, since most men part their hair on the left, which is supposedly perceived as masculine and assertive, that's a thing. Parting their hair on the right, in turn, actually turns out makes men look nerdy and more feminine. There are examples of women who part their hair on the left, and those examples are Margaret Thatcher and Hillary Clinton.
And is my hair parted on the left? This is my left, right?
Your hair is parted on the left, yes.
It's been parted on the left since I was 8 years old, Joel. When I moved from pigtails to hair down.
I prefer not to take my hat off. There's a reason it's
on today. Come on,
just
do it. Just do it.
But it is also normally on the left, I think, right? It is, yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I switched my part 2 years ago. It lasted a month. I couldn't do it.
Okay, the reason why this is fascinating though, like literal presidents. What?
I thought it was just me that we cared about this so much.
No. I didn't know anything about it. But the reason why this is fascinating is because like literal presidents have there was like only 6 presidents who had parted their hairs on the right, and Andrew Jackson is one of them. And it's usually like all of the presidents regarded as the worst presidents in history. So this is something that people have put a lot of thought and effort into.
Explain why you were showing photos of Ryan Gosling.
Oh, because the article I sent over in order to talk about is because no, this is important. It kind of contributes to the story.
Right.
That Vulture.com did an entire analysis on the history of Ryan Gosling's ever-moving hair part, and depending on the roles that he had, if it was like a traditionally masculine role, for example, he would part his hair on the left. If it was on The Notebook, for example, he's parting his hair. His hair literally changes throughout the movie. And this is another example of this you can see in Superman. When Clark Kent is Clark Kent and nerdy and feminine, his hair is parted on the right. But when he turns into Superman, he's like, I'm Superman.
Oh my
gosh. I guess he like brushes his hair too.
Guys,
it's fascinating.
I could talk about this all day, but unfortunately I'm about to hijack this conversation real quick and tell you about the greatest threat to your life, which is, as you know, owls. Owls, they're out to get you. You think I'm kidding? You would be wrong. Owls. Most notably the barred owl and the shut up and the great horned owl. There you see the great horned owl. So here's something that you know. They will attack you, Hasan, and you won't even know that it's happening. Many species of owls have special flight feathers adapted for silent flight. Where other birds have stiff feathers that make a whooshing sound when they fly, owl feathers have soft edges that allow the birds to fly silently. This is important for owls as they can swoop down on prey without being heard. One such person was Ron Jakes, who is from Salem, and he was attacked while he was jogging at 5:15 a.m. His scalp was punctured by the owl. Now you're asking, well, why did they attack? What could be going on? Well, there are a lot of theories on this.
His hair was parted on the left, wasn't it?
No, it had nothing to do with his hair, Brooke. If you'd let me finish, you'd find out how you can protect yourself. Here's what was happening. It had been really cold, and so all the rodents and stuff were like hiding from the owls, and so the owls were hungry, and so they saw this guy, and his hair looked like food, and so they swooped down and they attacked. Now, a lot of you are watching, you're like, Grace, I know why you're bringing this up. Why you're bringing this up? Because of The Staircase, a documentary on Netflix that, by the way, didn't come out on Netflix. Like actually first, it came out in France like way before, but it talks about this woman who was killed, and one of the theories was, oh, maybe it wasn't the husband, maybe it was an owl that attacked her because they found feathers, at the crime scene and stuff. So I'm just saying that owls potentially do attack, and I realize this got derailed. I'm looking at the sound booth, I know what happened, but I want everyone to be aware that you should, protect yourself, and just, if you're in these areas, which I don't have in front of me now, but just ask me and I'll let you know, where to go. Just stay inside and be safe. Hey, does anyone?
Where did you find the most threatening photos of owls? On the internet. I was looking through it worked so perfectly well with your Learn Burn. It blew it like that one.
Yeah, he's coming for you.
That's a creepy ass owl. That
Look
looks
at their
like
talons.
That owl, that one too. That owl does not like
That's the great horned owl.
That I know, but
that's
why are these owls so ominous?
I can't take credit for the photos. Abby, our associate producer, did find these photos, which she nailed perfectly. Also, if you do get stabbed in the head by an owl talon, it'll feel like an electric shock is being just shot right through your body. You can die. A lot of people have survived, but you could. You could, Does anyone have anything they'd like to say about owls before we leave?
Keep talking.
I thought maybe like the greatest threat to your life is carbs, like find out in 2 minutes, but it was owls. Like that came so out of left field.
Can I just say, Haas, you laugh now, but I know how often you spend outdoors with your dog.
Yeah,
and they get dogs if there's really low prey. They'll get them. Probably not a pit bull like fish, but you don't know. You just can't be sure. You can't be sure, and we hope that you learned something today. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today on Pop Trigger. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.